So, how many years have you guys been doing this one?
The club has been doing it for quite some time. Ever since Aviary Fools or Aviary opened up, they've been hosting the event. We took it on probably 2021, 2022, I believe. Right? Yep. So this is going to be our third year running on doing this event.
Yeah, took over a local classic tournament. It was established, been running approximately 15 years. And about 3 years ago, we took it over and been running it since.
Nice. You guys did a phenomenal job today.
Appreciate it, yeah. Big thing we got coming up is going to be our Clash of the Creek. It's going to be our next B tier in September, end of September, 28th, 29th. We're also running the Clash series right now, which is where players can actually compete to get themselves a free entry into the Clash event. So, yeah, a whole bunch of stuff going on. We're always very busy with Disc Revolution. All right, welcome back to the back half of the Disc Revolution Aviary Fools 2024, presented by Discmania. Just want to thank Arctic Cats for coming out and videotaping us and having Zach and Greg helping with the commentary. You guys are awesome and appreciate y'all coming down.
You're very welcome. Glad to be here. Thanks for having us out.
Hole 14, again, is just a straight tunnel shot. There is a Mando tree that everybody has to miss. Jerome's trying to ring this one up again. He did knock it down for the ace in the first part, or the first round. That orange flagged tree, that is the Mando that people have to stay left of. So they can't just go off to the right. Left side of the hill is going to be really covered in trees, and so there's no real good throughfare there. So again, you just want to put it straight up the middle, and ace runs all day, baby.
There we have Joe. And Alex.
Alex tosses it up a little bit deeper than he'd like. Gets the unfortunate roll.
Now here's Jack.
Jack right down the middle. Needs to turn. Should be right underneath the bucket, I believe. Perfect shot. So Joe's off on that left side that you really can't, or that you really don't want to be in. Got real limited visibility, but of course, Joe being Joe, he's going to try and get that bird. Alex nails the comeback putt, takes down his bird.
Yeah, ground. Let's go.
Really kind of awkward footing for Anthony.
Yep, he gets the awkward footing award of the day.
Good bid, but just a little too low. Jack with the drop-in bird. Jerome with the drop-in. Anthony cleans up his par. And a fumble. And Joe cleans up his par. Hole 15, just push it right down through the middle here and then fade off to the left. Right side is heavily covered with with trees. Left side's got a little bit of gaps, but you got to kind of get lucky. Again, as always, best bet's just go right up the middle and then have some that's going to fade off to the left. There are some protection bushes, but nothing that you can't just putt over.
Great toss by Jerome.
All right, Jerome's up first. This is a lot longer of a hole, or rather a tunnel.
Jack looks a little farther right than he'd want to be.
Than we normally see here in Colorado. We don't see these kind of tunnels in Denver. But Jerome pipes it out there. He's got a edge of circle 1 putt.
Alex is a little high. Catches a branch, kicks left, but thankfully not too far left.
There was a headwind coming down this tunnel as well.
Anthony's shot's looking pretty good. Gonna get caught by the scrub oaks that kind of stop this from skipping too far. Go throwing that super overstable disc again. Catches a little bit of foliage and slows down his disc. Alex with the jump putt. Gives it a great bid.
And here's Joe with that juggernaut. Same thing he threw in the first round.
Gives it a good bid as well. It gives his putter a little bit extra seasoning. Great putt by Anthony. Jerome lining up his birdie putt. A little high.
You can hear that wind. It is just whipping right now.
Cleans up for his par,
But Anthony didn't care.
as will the others.
Joe having to straddle out.
Hole 16, this is going to be the easiest hole of the round. It's just a straight shot up the middle, as per usual. The left side's a little bit more attackable than the right side. There are some gaps on the right, but you are dealing with a lot more trees. Left side, if you have a right-hand forehand or right-hand turnover, you might be able to just take that left side and slide right in.
That was a sick putt.
Okay.
He's got it in the mind. Tell him hurry up.
They were wanting Zach to hurry up, but we were also waiting on the cart ahead of us.
Anthony taking that left side, forehand, catches one of the Guardians. Jerome lining up that left side.
Forehand's a nice easy play in there.
It's a little high. Should be a putt though.
Jack lining up. Forehand as well.
It's like Jack went a little too close to that tree. It's going to make for actually some awkward footing or an awkward lie.
He actually kicked off the tree and he's a little ways away. Now here's Alex.
Alex with a great throw.
Right through the tree. Alright, now here's Joe, who does not have a forehand, throwing his leopard.
And Joe going the turnover route. Jumps right over Alex's disc.
There's Jack where he kicked off that tree.
Jack a little low, but probably couldn't get as high as he wanted with that tree in his way.
Right off the top band for Jerome. There's Anthony checking the wind. It was still around 30 miles an hour at that time.
Anthony just a little low. Or if he was expecting the headwind to pick it up and drive it in. Great putt by Joe for the bird. Alex lining up his birdie putt.
Spit right out the back.
Unfortunate indeed.
Anthony for the cleanup.
Everybody else will clean up their pars. Joe with the only bird for the card. Hole 17, we got OB on the left, got creek and beyond OB on the right. There's also the green landing zone that people can land in and go to the drop zone if they don't feel safe in their lie. That's casual relief with no penalty. Most players are just going to play it from where it lies though, because it's going to be closer to the basket. This should be a standard right hand, backhand over the creek, drop in. Some people might elect for a turnover. As you can tell, the wind has started to pick up and becomes more of a factor on these holes. Now that we're going into the wide open holes of the course.
There's Joe. Nice wide hyzer around that tree, crashing into the hill.
Goes about 10 feet out, but again, also in that green flag area, I don't think he's going to elect for the drop zone.
Now here's Anthony going for that same hyzer play.
Great shot by Anthony.
Just behind the basket. There's Jerome going for that same line.
It's like a little bit of a slip by Jerome.
Well, it wasn't a
On
slip,
that lower area.
but he does land in that sandy area. There's Alex. Not a forehand.
Alex with the ace run. Oof. Did not miss it by much.
And Jack.
Jack giving me a good run.
There's Jerome showing you where that sandy area is. It's actually pretty close, but just not enough to get that birdie. Up steps Anthony for his birdie attempt.
Good putt by Anthony.
Did you do that one?
Knocks down the bird.
Too bad he started with that quadruple bogey on the first hole. But all these birdies help.
It's one of the easier holes, coming in at 2.51 on the average for MPO. Looks like it was the second easiest.
Okay.
Great putt by Joe.
And Joe's in for the birdie. You can see how it's a little treacherous, and that's why there's those flags. You can take your lie at the drop zone or take your lie on the hill, but these guys are able to stand there just fine, drop in their birdies and par.
Jack with the birdie, Jerome saving his par. Hole 18, one of the harder holes of the round. 500 feet, par 3 on the right side. Got OB from the creek and beyond, also flag line and beyond. Left side doesn't come into play as much, but it is there, the impound lot. First round players were throwing pretty deep and getting close to the pin. With the way the winds changed, I'm not sure how well that's going to play out for him this time around.
All right, I have to ask, what's the deal with this sponsor?
This sponsor is Richard White. It's the Three Wise Men, so it's kind of a biblical one.
Yep. And I barely caught Joe on this drive, but he did not go OB this time. Instead, he went really far left.
So Joe put some action on that, but he's going to be wide left.
Last round, he actually went OB to the right, so he at least corrected that. But this wind was probably whipping 40 to 50 miles an hour down this river now at this point. And I believe this is one of Anthony's Pharaohs, which is like a destroyer, and he just turned it over the whole
Turns
way.
over and looks like it's just going to find creek. So as you can see, there's that yellow and blue flag. That's also part of the flag line to keep people off the sandbars, as well as keep them away from the erosion.
Alex going forehand, but unfortunately it
This
turns
one's
over.
turned and doesn't look like it's ever coming back over.
Nope.
You can really see how that wind's whipping with Jack's shirt.
And those flags.
Like Jack was trying to do the flip up, just never got quite as flippy as he'd like.
Grab a stable disc, hope for the best, and at least he's down there. Now here's Jerome.
Jerome puts a good move on this, gonna tail off left. Fortunately, Jack and Alex are both throwing from Forest Fairway. Great up by Alex, or from Jack though.
Yeah, so here's Anthony went out in the creek. This is the closest he can get, but we actually did find his disc. Lays it up. There's Jerome's attempt.
Tosses his up shot. Joe gets his up shot up. Unfortunately, clips a tree.
You can see that wind was just...
Alex gets a little bit of a lip. And I don't blame him with the way the wind is. Just trying to hurry up and get this thing over with.
Yeah, they were playing a little quickly here, but they were also... That headwind just blew the disc right back at him.
Putt by Jack. Pretty sure that was a bogey for Joe, unfortunately. And Alex and Anthony also.
Yeah,
At least Anthony's having fun, right?
that he is.
Hole 1, 258 feet, par 3, throwing from one side of the creek to the other. Got sidewalk and beyond that comes into play on the left side and then around the back. OB is going to be in the creek only. OB also is going to be the bridge or underneath the bridge. Players just want to kind of throw their disc either through the trees and find a gap, or they can go up and over. With the way the wind's playing right now, I'm not sure the up and over play is going to be the way they go, but I'm also an MA3 player, so what do I know?
We had another backup, and I couldn't resist zooming in on the mountains.
That is Pikes Peak, one of our major national landmarks here in the Colorado Springs area.
That is Cole.
Little bonus coverage.
Cole's about as tall as I am, and one of the other players that was in my coverage from last year, Colorado State's. We got some of the chase card here at hole 1.
That looked really good for what he threw.
Yeah, this was actually backed up 3 cards. We had about a 20-minute wait here. One of the guys throwing hammer over top. That's Joe's throw, usually. Another one throwing hammer.
They're very interesting. I'm surprised that they're actually going that route with the way the wind was, but it apparently seems to be working out for them.
Yeah, the wind was whipping about 40 miles an hour, right to left. These forehands were being knocked out of the sky.
I don't think he likes it.
He did not like it.
All right, Jack off the tee.
Phrasing?
Looks like he's just throwing straight through the gaps, trying to get lucky, find his way through. Joe going the overhead again. Should be a putt.
Here's Anthony going with his zone.
Anthony trying to push through the Guardians.
He does. He lands short to the left. Alex going with that forehand.
Alex is going for the up.
That's the line I usually take in my ring.
Oh, a little deep.
Wow, that was deep.
Yep, just a little deep. That wind carried it. And there goes
The
a
up and over.
tomahawk.
Oh, did Joe make it go out? We don't, I think.
Jack was down by this creek. And here's for Jack's par. Does not get it.
Oh yeah, they're definitely doing speed golf.
There's speed golf by Joe. But when the wind is whipping this fast, you just step up and putt. Anthony left it a little wide, but he was also putting into the headwind. That was for Alex's par since he went out of bounds.
Good comeback by Anthony.
Yep.
Hole 1 was coming in at 331. Didn't have very many birdies. Only Irvin Brown and Paul KB. Hole 2, OB on the right side with the creek, OB on the left side with the sidewalk and beyond. Players just want to kind of throw something that's going to go left to right, and try and land through the trees, in through the gaps, and give themselves the ability to make potentially a long putt. It plays like a very long 316. Looks like Joe's going up and over with the thumber again.
You know it. Just goes up and over those clump of trees to the right. I'll give him a shot. Here's Anthony going for the backhand turnover.
Anthony lining up that over the right gap. It's kind of a hope and pray type shot.
Yeah, unfortunately Zach was not in the right spot to get the capture on these as well.
Jerome going forehand right, puts it sky high.
Right over top of those trees.
Let it crash down.
And Jack going for a big backhand turnover.
Looks like Jack is going to go with the turnover. Puts him in the circle 2 area, I believe.
Yeah, right behind those logs.
Alex going to go with the forehand.
Of course.
Up towards the
Big.
tree, and then just crash back to the right.
Big forehand.
Looked like it got through pretty clean. He should have a good putt. Jack for his birdie putt, or birdie bid. Oh. Speed putt. Joe with his bid. Alex got really close to the basket. Well done by him. Great birdie to get.
Yeah, this is the part where we did not have the audio.
Only 4 birdies on this round for this hole.
For some reason, this back area just did not get
Jerome lining up the awkward putt.
the best audio. Spit out the
Unfortunate
back.
miss on that one. Joe cleans up his par. Looks like Jack is going to clean up his. Jerome's bogey. I believe that's Anthony's par. Moving on to the hardest hole of the round at 3.69. It's hole 3, 391 feet. OB left on the side with the sidewalk. OB right on the right with the impound lot. We've got this wall of trees that players have to get around or over, and then they have to land into the landing zone and give themselves the ability to make the putt. Sidewalk starts to curve in towards the bucket, so it makes it for a very narrow landing zone. And of course, the impound lot is definitely a factor for those that like to go right hand, backhand, wide right. Alex is going to go with his standard play of the forehand.
big wide forward hand, but it just
And
bounces
puts
off
himself
there.
within the circle, but has kind of an awkward putt shooting up.
He actually landed in a similar spot to where he did in the first round. Joe with his
Joe
Hammer.
seems to be in thumber mode
bounces right by the basket.
and gets an unfortunate kick and a bounce, but should hopefully have the birdie putt to come back.
They have tailwind, so that tailwind actually carried the disc past the basket.
No, that shot was amazing.
And you can hear Zach.
Oh my god, that was insane. Holy shit.
And then Anthony's up top and it rolls.
Looks like he caught the impound lot fence and is going to have kind of a little bit more than he'd like to take. Jerome going up and over. And he also finds the impound lot. Well, finds near the impound lot.
Yep, they'll be up on the hill. There's Jack.
Jack with his upshot. Jerome with his upshot, trying to float it in. Gets himself pretty close. Anthony for his bird, I believe. Again, just kind of an awkward shot, throwing down low to up high with the wind kind of grabbing stuff. This is where Joe's thumber landed. The man is a beast.
Landed after the roll.
Just barely misses his comeback.
Right off the cage.
Alex is the last hope for bird for this card. Awkward footing. Also looks like he has a cactus right in his step. Again, just a really awkward, difficult putt. Joe speed putts his par. Anthony's a bit further out, so he takes his time. Jerome knocks his down and out. Oh, man, that was really unfortunate. That's 2 holes in a row that it could have gone either way for him.
Yep. Just gets knocked out. By the wind.
Alex makes sure that it sticks. All right, coming up on the final hole, hole 4, 321 feet, par 3. OB is on the right with the impound lot. Players are just going to want to throw something that's going to get as close to the basket as possible in these kind of windy conditions. The basket is on a slope, so it is a little bit more difficult to land to do putts. You can have the potential to either have rollaways or throw them further than you would like and then have a longer comeback. Alex is going to lead us off. Looks like he's lining the right hand backhand. Last round, I believe, put him about 15 feet out. Looks like he made the correction pretty well, but it's still going to be a little awkward with the wind and the basket being on a slope.
There's Joe. A flex backhand.
Joe lands about similar position.
I believe that was one of his Firebirds. And here's Anthony. He actually has an envy in his hand.
Anthony going out wide right, trying to push it back in. Looks like he might accept some of the hill. Didn't get all the distance that he would have liked.
Up next is Jack.
Jack shot comes up a little bit shorter. It's going to be a tricky putt. More than likely going to be a layup just to take the par.
Yeah. Let's see what Jerome can do.
Jerome gets some good movement on this. Does not get the skip I think he wanted, but he'll have some decisions to make.
Yeah, that tailwind was just knocking every drive down.
Great bid by Jack. And that was a great stick. That easily could have just found an edge and rolled.
All right, here's Jerome for his birdie attempt.
Seemed like kind of a half bid by Jerome. Trying not to give himself too much to work with on the comeback. Anthony went full send. Went up and over. Still got a decent amount to come back. Great bid by Alex. Full commitment.
And Joe, can he wrap it up with a birdie?
Joe taking his time in the wind. Ooh,
Just hangs on.
he got the 50-50 in his favor.
Anthony's got a tough comeback. Look at that wind.
Anthony just unfortunately has it lift up on him and catches band. And he finally gets it dialed in.
Good work for the first hole and the last hole.
Everybody else should be dropping in their pars.
Yep. And there we have it. End of the final round of the Aviary Fools 2024. Taken down by Joe Rovere. All right, I want to thank you for watching. This was Cats and Mustache. We're here at the Aviary Disc Golf Course for our first time. Joe took it down. And here's the award ceremony.
Oh yeah!
And finally,
Congrats.
for MPO shooting -19, Joe Rovere. Wow, what a beast.
I was gonna do that, but you take this. Everyone talking to say shout out to
Thank you. All right, yeah. So thank you all again for coming out. I sure did.
everybody. Thank you.